All right, example 2 says find the exponential function, y equals c times a to the x of the graph shown below. Okay, so example 1, the first thing we did was we looked for our c value or our initial value. In this case, I do not know my initial, okay, but I am given 2 points. So if we are not given the initial, okay, if you don't have the initial, value, aka your y-intercept, you use 2 points. Use 2 points instead. 2 points. Okay. So what we need to do is you take your 2 points and you plug in the information that you know to our general form of an exponential. So I'm going to start out with 1, 6. So I have 1, 6. I'm going to rewrite that in here. This is x and this is y. Okay, so 6 equals c times a to the x, which is 1. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my other point. I have 3, 24. So I plug that in. My y is 24 equals c times a to the third. Okay. So I plug in the information that I know. Now what I need to do is I take those 2 equations and I divide the 2 functions. So divide by the 2 equations. Okay, so here are my 2 equations. My recommendation, you guys, when you divide is to take the one that has the bigger exponent and put that in the numerator. So I'm going to rewrite it. I got 24 equals c times a to the third. And I'm going to divide it by 6 equals c times a to the first. Now here is a super nice thing that happens here. The c's cancel. Okay, and then I can just simplify. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Equals, now I have a to the third over a to the first. When I combine those, I get a to the second. And now I just have to solve for a. Okay, so the way I get a by itself is I take the square root. Don't forget how many answers when you guys take a square root. There are 2, so a is equal to plus or minus 2. Now, I look at it, it's exponential growth, so I know it's positive. Also, all exponentials are positive a values. Can't have negative ones. Okay, so there is that. So there's my a value. Now, in order to have my equation, I need to know a and I need to know c. So now that I've solved for a, I pick one of the 2 equations, plug it in, and solve for c. Okay, so use one of the 2 equations. Along with a to solve for c. To solve for c. All right, so I'm going to take this one because it's a little less complicated. So 6 would equal, I don't know c, but I do know a is 2 to the first. Okay, well then you would follow PEMDAS. 2 to the first is 2, so I have 6 equals 2c. And then if I would divide both sides by 2, c is equal to 3. Okay. So there is c and a, so now I plug it in to get my final answer. So y is equal to 3 to the, times 2 to the x. And there is my exponential for example 2.